chose this card. I don't know if it's Aine, adaptability. And this reading is, what is your reputation? And this would be your overall reputation. So it would include the major energies for you about your reputation, and it would encompass your workplace, school, neighborhood, family, friends. So the, social media. So it will be your overall reputation. Are the major energies around that? And you chose card number 1, and you are pile number 1. And if you would like a personal and private reading with me, I do have them available through my Etsy shop. So you could purchase a reading from me there, or you can send me an email and let me know exactly what you want. Both of those are in the description box. And let's just get started on your reading. Then we have Green Tara, Salvation, which is cool because this is Green Tara, and this is also, there's a lot of greens here. I think I'm just going to pull the cards and then I'll get into the reading this time. And then from the Lenormand, we have Key, card number 33, and Lady, card number 29. From the Archetype deck, we have Slave. The light attribute is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. And the shadow attribute is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Then we have Virgin. The light attribute is maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. And the shadow attribute is fear of intimate union. We have Celebrate Yourself, You Deserve It. Your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. And then we have Kuthumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. And you have Sanat Kumara, Light Activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. And then we have card number 5, Wisdom. And this is kind of like the Hermit card as well. And I could also see it as the Hierophant. So I could see it either way, just based on the energy of the card. And then finally we have card number 5, Emotional Loss. So another 5. So number synchronicities may be significant for you, since I see a couple of them here. We have 5, 5, we have 3, 3. So that is standing out to me. Or your age, you could have double numbers right now in your age. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. However that goes. But number synchronicities at this time might be significant for you. So overall, as I'm seeing this reading, like at first I was getting a very strong feminine energy. First of all, we do have the Goddess Tarot, but we have the heart chakra colors. We have the green. And here with this card, we also have green. So I think your heart chakra particularly stands out. And here with the Virgin, you have the hearts in the background. So I feel So I do feel a feminine energy, but also with the lady, obviously. But we do have some masculines within this reading, so it's about even, close to even. But it seems like your feminine energy is prominent in how people see you. People feel as though you live from your heart space. You may be someone who wears their heart on their sleeve, or at least that's what your reputation is, for living from your heart space and having your heart on your sleeve. I feel like people feel as though they can see your emotions. We have fear here, as well as emotional loss, specific to an emotion. And you could be someone who has very strong emotions, or that is your reputation. You're really in touch with your heart, your emotions, and it's like you're not afraid of it. There's a lot of hearts on this card as well. So people also see you as being empathic and caring. You could be someone who is very compassionate, as in you're a loving person, but you also like to give. You're very kind. I think people feel a warmth from you. And it's like sometimes you could have a poker face, but here it's like you can see an emotion on her face. You can see an emotion on her face. So I feel like you will pick and choose who you share your emotions with, but a lot of times it does seem like, whether it's seeing your face or your eyes, I think your eyes are very expressive, and that's part of your reputation. Here with this slave card, excuse me, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust and giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear, once again, fear of making your own choices. So you may be in a situation, or have been in a situation work-wise, where it may not be somewhere you want to be. It may not be the work you want to do. This could also be in regard to a relationship or maybe a family situation where you don't necessarily have personal power in that situation. That other people have a certain level of power, and you may not be happy with the situation, but it's somewhere that you have to be. So you kind of surrender that a little bit. So it can be working somewhere you don't really want to work, or a schedule you don't want to work, or being, for those of you who would live with your parents, it's not your house, so you're not making the rules and things like that. So it could be that kind of situation, or even if you're living with a spouse who is more controlling, or maybe someone who is bringing the money into the house, and it makes you feel kind of powerless. So you may have some kind of a situation in your life there that either you've already been through or that you're going through now, where people feel like there's certain things you're doing that you don't particularly want to do, but you're doing it for another purpose. Maybe you need a place to live. You need a job. Maybe you're raising children, and so that's why you're staying with a spouse. Something like that. And here with emotional loss, I feel people feel like you understand them deeply, that you connect with other people in such a way that when you actually do love them, that you have a difficult time disconnecting. Like you grieve and you mourn for a long time or for quite a while, because when you love people, you love them deeply, you love them truly. Also with this looks kind of like a shell where it's spiraling. So it can look like in your life that you have repeated certain lessons, but in this, it's like you repeat a lesson, but you get a different viewpoint of that lesson on each repeat. So it's not the exact same lesson. It just may look like it. So some people may think that you go through some similar lessons in your life, but they're really not the same. They're taking you to a higher level lesson, a higher perspective, kind of like when you peel an onion. You have one layer, then you have the next layer. So you're going deeper and deeper into layers, and then you're getting a higher level of awakening for each time you go through that lesson. Also, like, I think people find you to be very put together, regal, demure, as they say. Demure and purity, like, this kind of goes along together. Like, this is a childlike energy and maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. And she's like very well put together. And so I feel the way you dress is not rich per se, but you look very well put together. In your clothing, the way you do your hair, if you do makeup, if you shave, whatever you're doing, I think people feel as though you take very good care of yourself, particularly on the physical level. You present a put together image. If you work in a very professional environment, it's like you fit into that environment. So yeah, generally they think you are very well put together in your appearance. Here again with the Virgin, it's like you have a very soft heart. People see you as a pure soul. You know, the gentleness and kindness. Like with your emotions, it's like you could be very vulnerable. But vulnerability actually is strength, because it's not a world in where people feel very safe to be vulnerable, you know? But you may be a person, like it does talk about fears, but you kind of put yourself out there. I think people feel like you put yourself out there, just like, you know, wearing your heart on your sleeve. Here we have a dog. So you might be someone who really likes dogs or just generally loves animals. They could see you as an animal lover. Someone who values home and family. So I'm seeing Virgo and Taurus, some earth energies here. And you could be someone who is very wise. It's like you have the key to wisdom. A key to wisdom, a key to the spiritual realm, a key to higher knowledge. And I feel this is something that you can teach people. So people could be, you know, surprised by your level of wisdom, your level of knowledge. They think you could be a teacher, you could be a spiritual teacher. Or it could be that you're just someone who has a lot of knowledge and you can apply it to different areas. I mean, some of you may know how to fix cars, and you know how to, like, cook, and you know how to raise a family, you know how to be emotionally available, You have a connection with the spiritual realm. It feels like you just have a lot of knowledge, and knowledge that you're able to teach. So people feel like you are both teachable and you're able to teach, because here you also have cloak of wisdom. So they see you as very intelligent and wise. And there's a confidence about you also with this like yellow orange here. And you also have some orangish yellow here, some yellow in here. So you have that color going. So I'm feeling like there's a level of confidence and poise. You could have very good posture, so people could see that. It's like the way you hold yourself and carry yourself commands respect. So it's like there's a softness, but also a strength. So both, you have both happening here. There's a vulnerability, but there's strength in that vulnerability. And that's your reputation. This guy always, I mean, I don't know how Jesus looked, but he kind of reminds me of Jesus. So you could have a relationship with Jesus. He could be one of your spirit guides. You have a connection to Christianity, so people could see you that way. Maybe you came from a Christian family. Also, you have the Ouroboros here, the snake eating its tail. So there's something here about eternity, living from an eternal perspective, not only being from a temporal perspective. Also, we have salvation here, which definitely is connected to Jesus often. You could also be a person that wants to save people. You want to save people. You want to save animals. You could be a rescuer. Like when that slave thing came across, I'm feeling like sex trafficking. That could be a cause that's close to your heart to help people in that area. With this, celebrate yourself. You deserve it. It's like, I feel like you don't often put your hair down or let your hair down, but when you do, you're a very fun person. And people like celebrating events with you and doing things with you and going out with you when you are really comfortable, when you don't have responsibilities to take care of. Because there is a level of seriousness here. I think people do take you as very responsible, serious, professional. You know, if you're a mother or a father, you take your role seriously. You know, just whatever you do in life, it feels like you do take it seriously and you do your best. You're responsible. You take care of business. Very intelligent, even though you're also very loving and kind and nurturing and compassionate. So you have various energies happening here. And with light activation, I'm thinking, like, even here it has champagne or wine. So I know that would indicate maybe some of you are wine lovers, but I think some of you may also abstain completely from alcohol or have gone on an alcohol fast as of late. Or people might think you don't really drink that often. You only drink every once in a while socially, and it could be different than, you know, the crowd of people that they're accustomed to. You do something different in that arena in how you celebrate. And this light activation, shine your light, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So once again, like your internal guidance, I feel a lot of that is heart guidance. So that's your guidance system, and it's people do see you being led by your heart. Led out of an authentic place. And like this lady and like how you carry yourself, I really feel like that is how you're viewed on an overall basis. Well put together, very demure and professional, and you have it together. There is a streak of creativity with you. You could, wear some beautiful pieces, or even your words. Some of your language may come through as beautiful or poetic, the way you speak or the way you write. You could have a creative bent. Some of you could wear gold. You could be resonant with being a starseed. You could be someone who definitely believes in aliens and in things like in the universe. You could like space, astrology, mysteries. People could see you liking that kind of thing. Or at least they think you like that kind of thing. Yeah, the eyes here are very deep, deep as the ocean. I think that people think you have a very nice smile when you smile. And your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. And it feels like you're very soft on the inside, like very soft. And you have an air of strength to you on the outside. People may like your smile also, your teeth, your lips. And the fact that even if you have a very professional outfit on, it's like you have sparks of creativity within it. So they see some level of creativity within you. I think people sense that you have been hurt, but you can also resonate with others' pain. That's also part of your reputation. You're very kind-hearted, and you definitely come across that way. You could be someone who's worked with Kundalini yoga, or you're just, an awakened soul, like with this light activation. You could have recently gone through an awakening, a glow up. You have come to the next level. They see you've graduated. Some of you may have graduated, gotten a promotion, revamped your style. Okay, with slave and virgin, this is just, some people might think you're into S&M a little bit. I don't know. That would just be for a small few of you. Maybe it's not for a small few. I don't know how freaky you guys are, but maybe not. Here we also have fear of intimate union, but I don't feel like that's you. This virgin, it's just very pure. People see you as pure. It's like you have this young person who's a virgin, and then this older man who has gray hair, who is like a spiritual teacher, spiritual leader. So you have that dichotomous energy going on for you. Like the wisdom of an elder and the purity of a young child. So you have both going on within you. I think you challenge people's mind, you challenge their thinking. Let me see if I'm getting anything else from here. Cherry blossoms could be significant. There's a lot of pink flowers here. And that pink can also resonate with the heart chakra. And that's self-love here. People could, like, it does look and appear to others, your reputation is that you take good care of yourself. And with this cup here and all the pink that I'm seeing through your reading and just thinking about the pink flowers, I feel like that pink and this cup reminds me of the Ace of Cups, which is a lot of times about self-love. So I think your reputation is that you fill your own cup, you love yourself, and because of this, it's like you have genuine love to give. And you're not giving out of a place of desperation or, yeah, desperation is the word. You're not giving out of that place or trying to get something back in return for what you give. You're giving out of a genuine place of abundance, of, your cup runneth over. Because you give in to yourself. Like you meet your needs. You care for your heart. You care for your body and your mind. You care for the things that you're responsible for in your work. So you're very responsible, and you care for all of those things that you're responsible for, and you care for yourself, and you give into yourself, and you meet your needs, and you have a genuine love for yourself and who you are. And I do see a few shadow aspects here. So you could be someone who's done shadow work and you've accepted and worked on accepting the shadow aspects of yourself and integrating them into who you are. So you're coming from a more authentic place than some other people. And sometimes people give out of the need to receive. And I feel like you give because you have it to give, and you give from your overflow, not out of your want, as in your cup is empty and you want someone else to fill your cup, so you give out to them so you can hopefully get it back from them. But I feel like you're giving it out of a place of abundance because your cup runneth over. Your cup of love, your cup of self-care, self-love, the cup of your life is overflowing. And I think that's what other people see in you. You could like flowers. You could be a gardener, someone who always likes to have flowers around. You could wear flowers. People think that your wheels are always turning in your head, like you're always thinking. You're always thinking of the next thing, because I see this with the spiral, and that's turning, and in this card there's like this little wheel there, and then the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, kind of going around and round. So it's like your wheels are always turning in your mind. So it's like they can see you thinking, they can see you coming up with something innovative, something witty. People also see you as loyal. And protective. Some of you may have gotten a key to your own home that you just bought, or a key to a car. They could see that you celebrated that. Okay, so now that is the end of it. 30 minutes of a message. So that's a pretty good message. So that's about all I have for you, pal number one. I hope that encouraged you, inspired you, and gave you some insight. And I thank you so much for coming to my channel. Have a beautiful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Namaste. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose card number 52, Yuki Onna, Stillness. And this reading is, what is your reputation? So this is your overall reputation, like in different areas of life, work, neighborhood, family, friends, social media. So it'll be the major energies that are covered from all of those groups. So this is just your reputation overall in the world. And if you would like a personal and private reading with me, you can either take a look at my Etsy shop or send me an email, and those both are in my description box. So now I'm just going to introduce your cards and we're going to get into your reading. But whenever I see this card, Yuki Onna, I think of Yoko Ono, and she was married to that dude from the Beatles, right? I'm pretty sure. So either maybe you like the Beatles, or there's something about that era, 60s, 70s, either you were born then or you had a past life then. But you may have some connection to the 60s or 70s. You could, like that type of style, have that vibe, free love, peace, man, that kind of thing. Maybe, maybe not. Then we have card number 43, Persephone, Inexperience. Stillness and inexperience. Okay, I'm just going to pull the cards before I start getting into the reading. Then we have Tower and the Lenormand. And then the Moon. I think I paid like $26 for this deck. They got it from Temu and resold it on Amazon. Look how tiny it is. But I like the deck, but I should have bought it on Temu. But that's all I got to say about that. Okay. Companion, loyalty, tenacity, and selfishness. The shadow is betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. So God is in the his out right now. The late attribute for you, God, hallelujah, is benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. And the shadow is despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. Naughty. Okay. I think I'm losing my mind, sorry. Next is ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. Then we have allow unlimited abundance. And God, unlimited abundance, that kind of resonates. That matches God and unlimited abundance, doesn't it? Then we have hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Look at this bright yellow. It's so bright and pretty. Some more yellow. Dawal cool. He's cool, so you're cool. Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. We have a few people from an Asian background. Is that Southeast Asian or is that, I don't know. But some of you may have an Asian background. You may resonate with a culture. So there could be something within that culture that stands out to people about you. You may have a vibe of that culture in some way. Then we have the crown chakra. Pretty, pretty, shiny, shiny. You may say random things like I am right now. Have a sense of humor, act kind of goofy sometimes. And another chakra, the base chakra. So you have the base chakra and the freaking crown chakra. So, wow. All right. So with you got both the base and the crown chakra. So you're both grounded. People see you as very grounded and very connected with the divine. So when you have both of those energies and I feel they're in alignment and stand out to other people, it's like you're this strong tower, and this tower that is rising to the sky. At least that's what I get from your energy, because you're connected to both. Because sometimes people are overly connected in their base chakra and they don't have a spiritual awareness, right? Or there's people connected very strongly to the spiritual aspect. And often when they had abuse or things go wrong in the roots of their life, in their early childhood particularly. And so they tend toward more the spiritual aspects, the higher chakras here. But it's like both of those are strong for you. So you're both grounded and spiritual. So you have a practical spirituality and a spiritual practicality people see from you. To some extent, people can look at you, and I feel like an introvert energy, some of you could be a wallflower. And this, I feel like this is in certain realms of life. So if I don't know you very well, I might think you're young, you're inexperienced, you're very quiet, maybe like you're very introverted, but then like with these energies, they become brighter. And here we have the yellows, and then you could be very confident. I think you have a great sense of humor. Definitely very spiritual. You have the moon. Some of you could be connected to the moon, connected to Cancer or Piscean energy. But I think this is a pile that's very connected to their psychic sense with the moon, crystals, God. Like your archetype is God, right? So yeah, you have a very expansive energy, but it's a very strong and powerful and stable energy also. That comes along with a lot of psychic abilities, but I feel like you're a very humorous person as well. It's like once people get to know you, you're fun, you're easy to be around. From the outside looking in with someone who doesn't know you, there could be a little bit of, they think you're an introvert, maybe they think you're kind of a cool person, like not super connected, but it's like I think people who know and really observe you can see that you're observant. You like don't miss a beat. You see everything that goes on. It's like You could very much be into astrology. This is showing like the constellations, shooting stars. You have the sun, is that the waning moon? You could seem like someone who is very mysterious. I feel like one of those Jack in the Boxes. All around the cobbler's bench, the monkey chased the weasel. It's like nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. Boom, there you are. It's like the inner you, this very fun, bright, cheery, great sense of humor person is hidden behind a cool exterior that once people to get to know you, they see this more fun side. People generally think you're non-judgmental once they get to know you. Like, look at these faces. Like, not her face so much, but that face looks like I'm judging you. That's what that face looks like. But, you're actually not a judgmental person. So there's some people who don't know you as well who might think you're a little judgy. But it's just from, like, the way your external, like, the look on your face. Maybe you have resting bothered face or something. But the people who know you know different, that you're loving and accepting of all kinds of people, all kinds of situations. Like, you don't judge people for where they are. You have more of an understanding and acceptance of it. People feel like you are a divine spirit, that you recognize your divinity. I think with this companionship also, so you have, like I said before, I don't think I was going to say more about it. It's like I'm jumping from one thing to another. Some of you may have a little ADHD, or people think you do. Because I'm like going back and forth over here, over there, over here, making little quips, little jokes. I do feel more energized. So I do feel like you have this energy that people can see. And it's so funny because to me, this is like cool. Nobody can read me. Wallflower type energy. And then it's like boom, bright, funny, goofy kind of energy comes out. Friendly. You're definitely very, in the right situations and circumstances, you're a very friendly person. You're a loyal friend. You're someone who is supportive of the people around you. People see you as a companion, someone they want to be friends with, someone they want to be around. I think people are very attracted to your presence. I think you're an attractive person, but your energy is definitely magnetic. Like, even in this sense, your energy is still drawing me in and very magnetic and mysterious, and there's a word for it. Alluring, magical. It's like a magical fairyland. Like presence. And then you open the doors to this magical fairyland and out shines this bright, sunny, beautiful day. I don't know. That's how your energy is impacting me. So people see you as loyal, tenacious, and unselfish to people who are in your life, who are your friends. I feel like you may not, you probably don't ask for help much. I don't think you need it very often. But I definitely feel like there are people who are willing to help you. I feel like you're someone who helps other people a lot, and they very much appreciate that. And they would be willing to step up and help you also. Because with these two cards, it very much feels like reciprocal relationships to me. Like mutually supportive. People will see you. Your reputation is that you have strong connections with others. That you're a very loyal person, a good friend, someone that people can trust and rely on, that you will help them, you'll show up. I don't feel like you're a pushover either with this Tower, not at all. You're very strong in your morals and values. Like also with this God aspect. Like God is powerful and he's also loving and compassionate. And they're not even, and kind. They're not even necessarily seen in the same light, but both can be true at the same time. And I feel like you have that similar duality to you. But I don't feel like it's just a duality. Like your base chakra and your crown chakra are on point. I feel like the whole chakra system is in alignment. I think people can see you're in alignment. And the Tower makes me think of that too, of you're in alignment energetically. You're in alignment with the people in your life. I feel you attract the things and the people that you need into your life. I feel like others see you as attracting abundance. It's like your energy is very magnetic. Sometimes it may be understated, but I do think people are very drawn to you. They're attracted to you. They're attracted to your energy. There's a very gentle feminine beauty I see here, a softness, a lightness to your attractiveness. If you're a masculine, you still have a softness to you. Even if you're an older person, I feel you look younger because your energy is connected to the ageless, you know? And allow unlimited abundance. People see you as very abundance. You're magical, you sparkle, you are a benevolent and compassionate being. And recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. It's like, yeah, that timeless, eternal essence. You carry the God essence, the God vibe here. And it's, I want to even say tangible. It almost feels like with you, you can touch God. Like, what if God was one of us? Well, God is all of us, one of us. I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are. But some of you could be religious, be connected to your religion, or just have a lot of religious knowledge, but a lot of spiritual connection for sure. And it's not even just spiritual connection. It's like you embody the spirit. You embody that spirit of God because base chakra, the body, the physical, crown chakra, spirit, the ethereal. And I feel like the spirit is embodied within you. And I feel like the qualities of spirit is embodied within you in your life. And I feel like you're living out Dharma. You may know what your Dharma is, your life purpose, your meaning, why you came here, and you're on that path. And it feels like a very strong, productive path. you're someone that people see as having authority, a strong moral compass, the ability to see through lies and see through illusions. Yet you are the quintessential incarnated spirit. And it's evident. It's like most of the blockages that prevent us from seeing that or being in balance, it's like they're not blocking you. It feels like you're someone who has released a lot of baggage, a lot of things, and your vibration has risen very high. But you're also still in alignment with the frequencies of Earth. Because physicality has a certain vibration, spirituality has a certain vibration, and physicality has a lower vibration. So we need some of that vibration to be a certain vibration to be able to be incarnated on this earth. And I think you're able to embody that spiritual vibration in a physical body very well. I think people see you as healthy and vibrant. You could have a very strong physicality. It's like your feet are firmly planted, and it gives you unlimited ability to rise. I'm seeing the trees here too. There's a you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills will break forth before you. There'll be shouts of joy, and all of the trees of the field will clap their hands. So it feels like spiritually you have a... You know how you have people stand like on the sides and they kind of are making... they're kind of like the walls. Say the people are the walls. And here you are, you're walking through. And I feel like there's a spiritual community. These could be people in the physical. They could also be spirit guides, angels, light beings, whatever you want to call. And you're kind of like walking through them. And they're like kind of in awe. Like, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. I really am not. Like, this is just like what I'm seeing. You could be very decorated. Some of that could be literal, like some of you could have been in the military or in the police department, or maybe you've just won a lot of awards or something for sports or even for music competitions, dance competitions, but I feel a very decorated energy. This could also be spiritual decorations or decorations as in style, fashion, things like that. Like you have this cool energy and this is such a bright energy and like, yeah, and you're totally God embodied without the blockages. And I'm seeing number 19 here, which reminds me of the sun. Some of you could be Leos. So there is a very bright energy here. People think you have a bright energy overall and magnetizing. And when you really get out there, I think people can see you as larger than life. There with God also. And youthful and fun, like that sun energy. So and now you have sun and moon, that yin and yang, and the base and the crown. It's like you're just the whole package. So I feel like people think you are the whole package. And that unlimited abundance, it's like you just have it all. People see you as having it all. And if you don't have it all yet, they see you as having it all. And really, with this energy, I definitely feel like you're someone who is in alignment. You're well-grounded, well-connected spiritually. You have your shit together. Good relationships, like, and everything in between. It's like the whole package. So, like, if you wonder what people look at, how they look at you romantically, it's like the whole package. In a workplace scenario, you're the whole package. You know, in your close relationship, friendship, stuff like that, they love that level of companionship they have with you. And it's like, even though you have like this God energy here, you have this whole package, you're magnetic, I don't feel like a prideful spirit, like of lording it over anyone. You know, there's an acceptance of who you are and your greatness, but you're also humble. You can see your level of greatness as in, you know, you're one with all, you know, you're on an equal standing with all, yet you are, so, yet you are, you know, this God. But you also realize your oneness. So, you know, you might recognize, you know, being this little tiny speck of, even maybe not even a speck on the universal scale. I mean, the Earth is practically a speck on the universal scale, nevertheless, like humans. But also realize that you're part of that universal scale. Like, you're one with it. So you're vast and eternal and timeless, but you're also small, you know, in comparison, as an individual. I hope I'm getting the point across that I mean. So there's an awe of everything, and there's also a humility of knowing who you are. Not a false humility, not a beat yourself up humility, but a humility of just, you know, having a balanced view of who you are. And being good with that and living with it and living authentically. Just being you. Not thinking you're better than other people, not thinking you're less than anybody. And I think that's how people see you. You might really like to work with crystals. Astrology is definitely coming through. Some of you could be into acting. I'm just seeing here, it looks like there's different masks and stuff. It just reminds me of acting on some level. Or just really into movies. Plays. Some of you may like religious art. might scry or divine through crystals also. I think that's about all I have for you today. I hope that inspired and encouraged you and gave you some insight. I thank you so much for coming to my channel. Have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. Namaste. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose Pavrati Devotion card from the Goddess Power Deck. And this reading is your reputation. And this is your overall reputation, and it's meant to get in touch with the most common energies overall about your reputation. And with Pavrati, for some reason, I was picking up the opera singer. I know this is, I believe, a goddess, but maybe that opera singer has something to do with you. Pavarotti, I think his name is. But Italian culture, opera, live performance. But people can see you as a very devoted individual. You could be devoted to your faith, devoted to your family, your culture, your country. Like you're patriotic. Like when you are committed to something or someone, you're devoted. So you're even more than committed. You're devoted. It's like till death do us part. Once you're committed, you're committed. You don't mess around. You have a very strong mind, a strong spirit, one that does not give up very easily, very persistent, maybe even insistent. You will command your rights and the rights of others you love or care about. Okay, so that's where we're starting. It's a very powerful energy to start out. Athena, knowledge. That's card number 5. Then we have card number 28, man. Card number 2, clover. We have storyteller, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. And the shadow attribute, making up tales that harm others. We have the music and stuff there, and that's really giving that performance aspect of this first card. You could be really into performance. You could be very expressive in your communication style, creative. You could be musically inclined or just very much enjoy music and go to a lot of concerts, a lot of live theater. Like, you could be very cultured. Then we have trickster, transcending convention and stuffiness and predictable behavior. And this is a magician, and they're also performers. So you could do magic shows, or maybe generally you are a magician. This could be the magician energy. You could be into the craft. And here we have shadow attribute, manipulating others through duplicity. So you could do some magic spells and manifestation work. And we have turn criticism into kindness. And look for the signs and synchronicities. Definitely getting a witchy vibe here. Witchy, magical, like feeling thinking Rastafarian, but that's not what I'm actually thinking of. I'm thinking of Santa Muerte. Some South American vibe, even some African vibes. I don't know, just like places rooted in culture. You may be in an area that the predominant culture has a different culture than you do, and where you are from, you're very cultured, like it's strongly a part of who you are. And your culture could include doing magic or the craft or some kind of creative arts. People think you're very worldly, very cultured and knowledgeable. If maybe you're attached or devoted to a religion in your culture, of the culture you were born into, raised in. And then we have the Miriam, Sacred Vision. Maybe you have a twin, even a paternal twin, or a twin flame. You could resonate with that. There could be someone that people always see you with. So it could be a romantic partner, a sibling, something like that. Because like this man and Athena, they look very similar. So that's kind of where I was thinking, they look very much alike. And then these two came up, which look like twins to me. So sacred vision, choose to forgive in order to heal, see the light in all, remember that love has no boundaries. And with that no boundaries, it feels like you've gone across boundaries culturally. You could be a professor of some kind of archaeology. I don't know why I'm saying archaeology, but I'm feeling like not just pop culture. Like this is deeply enculturated. Like you learn about other people. Anthropology, I think that's more of what I was thinking about, anthropology. Yeah, it's in the depth of culture. And I'm actually seeing, I'm in the United States. And I know we have a certain culture, but I'm feeling like a culture that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years maybe, that you learn about cultures that way. And it feels like you yourself are from a culture rich in history. You could also be someone who, is very connected to history. Maybe you have, I feel like you're someone who may have like lived a lot of past lives and have been in and experienced a lot of culture. So you're very attracted to cultures like various foods, various countries, religions, like that might have, ancient tradition. Like, and when I say religions, I'm not just talking about the major, like the monotheistic religions. I mean, getting into Hinduism, spiritualism, naturism, whatever. But it just feels like, I always say the word rich, so I like try to avoid that. But like this rich culture that is even ancient. You could have knowledge of that, be from it, or be very interested in it. And I feel your practices are out of like the norm of the Western type of culture. Like even like if you're into any health practices, I think it's probably alternative, more related to your heritage. Maybe there's things passed down to you. People also see you as very lucky and very knowledgeable. Like you're knowledgeable about a lot of things, a lot of peoples, a lot of maybe it's a lot of different cultures, languages, or foods, or it's like they're. This is an interesting energy. Once again, an energy that I'm not too familiar with. So this is different. It's like I don't know how many people this is going to resonate for, but it's very cool. Some of you, may even go back to biblical times. Here with Mother Mary, we have love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So I'm thinking of like the Middle East area also. You could be rooted in. I think you're someone who has a lot of suitors or a lot of people who are interested in you romantically. People feel like you are accepting of all kinds of people. But I do feel like this pile is somewhat of a performer. There's some extroversion here. Some of you could be a real dreamer also. Like sacred vision. You have a sacred vision. You have a vision for your future or a vision of the world. It's like you're a very worldly person. And when I say worldly, I mean that in a very good way. In some circles, worldly is not necessarily good, but in this reading, it's good. Because it's like you have a vast knowledge and depth of knowledge in the history of cultures, and where you're getting into the theater and the literature and the music, the foods, the ancient practices of various cultures rich in history. Like the artwork of that. It's like you are. And like even with the synchronicities, it's like you have 1111, you have a car, you have crystals, you have rainbows, you have all these different things. Like I'm thinking artifacts. You may be into collecting antiques. You could have a vibe from a different era to you. And when I say a different era, I don't mean like 20, 30 years ago. I mean like an ancient vibe. Like you may have been born into this lifetime with such rich knowledge and connection, and I feel like people can sense that history. It's like you're this history book, and multicolored spectrum person. You could be really in depth into history. I feel you're very accepting of all different cultures and stuff. And, part of your acceptance there is because you're not ignorant too much when it comes to culture. And you may have, gotten in depth into a lot of cultural things. So that makes you have a deeper understanding of humanity and the world and how things have operated in this plane of existence. So I feel like you're very impressive. And you have people, your reputation is having such great knowledge that you're very admired. Your dedication is very admired and looked up to. And like I said, I feel like you probably have many suitors or many people that look at you and like want to be with you. I do find that they probably put you up on a pedestal. They're like, this person is just too intelligent. They have too much knowledge. They're too good looking. It's like you're just, I feel like like an ancient soul, not just an old soul. And I think you brought some of that, or a lot of that, in to this lifetime with you. And some things are the norm for you, but it's like very magical for other people. You have this magician and you have these signs and synchronicities together. So it may be commonplace for you to be lucky, and see all these signs and synchronicities and manifest like that and like do a spell. However you do things and it happened for you and it works, or the way you tell stories just draws people in, or if you perform, you just captivate a room with your performance. It's like whatever you do, it's very captivating. You're captivating. And that is part of your energy. Next, we have triumphant success. So people see you as very successful. You create breakthroughs for people. Like, you make them see things in a way that they've never seen it before. And however you present this information, because this is going over the storyteller, but it's like you're so knowledgeable and wise in this ancient soul with such depth and grace and devotion and strength and fortitude, persistence, tenacity, resilience, and this creativity that goes so deep that you're just captivating, and your words or your performance or your information can cause people to be impacted so strong. Like, you have impact, right, in the world. You're a very impactful person. You can break through even the toughest people, and I feel like you do it creatively, and you do it without them knowing. Like, through your performance, your knowledge, maybe you write history books even, but the way you present things, it's just so new and feeling innovative, but it's probably from old times, honestly, like with your background here. or what people think is your background, because this is very impactful energy that you have. And I feel very warm as well. A lot of you could have brown or golden eyes, or a brown or gold tone to your eyes. And then finally we have card number 8, emotional withdrawal. Some of you could do spiritual retreats. You could have done a spiritual retreat. You could have been a monk or some other type of guru in this lifetime or a past lifetime, or that's what you're moving toward in this lifetime. Like the epitome of your lifetimes, like you're heading to where if you incarnate, it's not because you have to incarnate. You're here because you have a message, you have knowledge, you have wisdom, you have a depth and a breadth and a charisma, and you have something to share with the world. You could also be someone who really meditates or has some kind of a spiritual practice like that. You could do silent retreats. But I feel like just being in your essence, people can feel it. And they can feel your essence through whatever work you do, your voice, your appearance, your presence, your words. Like, yeah, if you are a performer, if you do spells or witchcraft or any type of spiritual work, it's felt. The impact is felt. They see real change. Sometimes people just think you're lucky, but I feel like there is a history to you. Like, you could have had many lifetimes within this lifetime, but you could also have had lifetimes before this. So it's like you're a man or a woman of the world, for sure. It's like you've walked this earth before. You've been around the block. You may have been around the world. You have had so many experiences that you are like an expert. Like you're the guru. You're the top teacher. This lifetime you may come in to union with your twin flame, like Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus, the savior of the world. It's like that's kind of the impact of your energy. It's just a deep knowing, a wisdom with you. Like, I'm captivated in this reading and I'm just doing this reading, right? And like with this written music, like now I'm thinking like an era of Mozart, Chopin, Beethoven. Just the richness of there's so much culture. I honestly, like in this day and age, I feel like we've lost a lot of culture. But it's like here, it's like you're deep into culture and maybe even many cultures of the world. But it's such a flavorful essence that you have. And I mean, you may not be for everybody because this is not surface level. This is multi-layered. This It's like there's depths and depths to you that people see. And maybe sometimes you do have to withdraw from people because of all that's within you to restore your energy. Like, see, she has prayer hands and he has prayer hands. So once again, more of that devotion. So people definitely see you as devoted to your craft, devoted to the world. I think you have a world calling. I want to say world changer. Worldly. I do feel like you've lived many lifetimes on this earth. And like even saying magical, I feel like magical is beautiful. And this is much more earthy. A lot of you could be earth signs or have earth prominent in your chart. Very cool though. Very cool. I'm just looking around thinking if there's any other information that wants to come through. Some of you could be very avid readers, and that's part of where you get your information from. You could also write books. If there is a book out there, I think people are going to very much appreciate it. Yeah, your communication skills are awesome in whatever way you communicate, because I feel like there is definitely a creativity to your communication, and some here is somewhat here it's like non-verbal communication. It could be verbal, but it's also non-verbal, such as through music or through performance, like a physical performance, or through art forms, other art forms. I mean, even some forms of divination. People think you have nice hands. Could have nice hands, good nails. Could have very soft hands or strong hands. There's something significant about your hands that you have a reputation for. Magic hands. I think this is about all I have for you. Pile number 3. I just keep looking around for smaller details. But I think this is about all I have for you. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day or evening wherever you are in the world. And I hope this gave you some insight, inspiration, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for coming to my channel. Namaste.